2011 Western Illinois Spring Football Preview continues. Today we're talking with tight ends coach Derek Moore. And Derek, now that you're in your second year here at Western, how's your progression been from year one to year two?
Well, the first thing is that it's nothing changes as far as the guy's work ethic. Me personally, I went from helping Coach McCall with the offensive line to now taking over the tight ends, and it's been a very good move and very beneficial this spring, and I think it'll be a good fall.
Now, in your background before you came to Western, you've got a very broad-based offensive background. How has that helped you during this transition?
Well, it kind of helps you see where your position group fits within the scheme. I try to, when I teach it to those guys, I teach them what they're supposed to do, but also why they're supposed to do it that way. And it's been good as far as knowing why we're doing what we're doing to help the overall offense.
We'll talk about that with the tight ends. How do you see those group of tight ends fitting into this offensive scheme?
Well, first of all, they're not your regular, tight ends. They gotta be able to block, yes, but they also have to be able to run good routes. And at any point in time be called upon to make a catch and score. That's our philosophy this spring is we want to score every time we touch the ball, not just run out of bounds and all that stuff like that. But we want to put points on the board as well. So we got to be able to block and be effective at that, and also we have to be able to catch run good routes and catch passes and score ultimately.
Now you lose an all-conference performer in Drew Helt, but how have you seen the guys doing their progression this spring, getting better practice to practice?
Well, the first and foremost thing is on day one, they're starting to understand the game more, meaning that why people are aligned defensively the way they are. I'm trying to teach them, if we got a certain technique defensively, why that guy is there, what to expect when the ball is snapped. So understand the overall game. Also putting a lot of detail in our work, and then as far as our techniques and fundamentals every day, and then putting our own personality in them as well. That really is beneficial to those guys.
Doing more of an individual by individual breakdown. You look at Aaron Muhammad. Here's a guy that joined the program last year, and he saw a lot of playing time.
Sure. Yeah, Aaron's a hard-nosed young man. All four of these guys, they realize what it takes to be successful at this level as far as bringing a good work ethic and attitude every day. But Aaron's starting to realize that, it takes a little bit more than just putting your hand down and lining up. Everything's detailed, and, we do certain things, to open up other things, and he's really working hard and becoming a real student of the game. He's always been physical, but now he's coming along and being a complete player.
Alie Walker is somebody who actually last year started as an offensive lineman, moved over to tight end, and now he's playing tight end at full time.
Sure, yeah. Alie does. Allie's kind of a hybrid for us. He's a hard-working young man, and I think the good thing about Alie is he's starting to learn what it means to be a selfless player and really do what the coaching staff asks him to do, and do that at a high level. And that's important, having a team-first attitude.
And you have two other individuals, Mason Howington and Chris Duguay, who haven't seen a lot of playing time, but certainly working hard to try and get time on the field.
Right. Mason, he's once again, like I said, all four of these guys are hard-working individuals and starting to develop a good work ethic. But Mason, he's come a long ways. He's starting to work on the physical part of his game, and as far as coming off the line of scrimmage and doing well blocking, but also in his route running and everything like that, he's starting to come along. And then Chris Duguay, he's a young man every day. He's out there. He's also a short snapper for us as well, and he's the type of guy that he'll be there every day, and you can count on him, and he's getting better every day, which is promising. So,
well, Coach Moore, thanks for taking time out, and we'll see you guys spring game coming up next week.
Thank you.
junior tight end Alie Walker. And Alie, you've probably got one of the most unique stories on the Leatherneck football squad with your transition to the tight end. You started off last year on the offensive line, and due to injuries and other needs with the team, moving over to tight end. Talk about your transition from one position to the other.
It was a little hard, trying to get my legs used to running back again because, I played tight end in high school. So, getting back into it, that was a little different. But learning the plays, tight ends, they got different responsibilities than the tackles and guards do. Actually learning the signs because, O-line doesn't have to look at the signs. So I had to learn the signs. Again, had to learn the routes. But, Coach Hendrickson, people like Drew Helt and Aaron and Mason, whenever I had a question, they were always ready to help. So they definitely helped me in progressing and getting back into the swing of playing tight end again.
Now, you got a lot of playing time during the last half of the season, focusing on the Northern Iowa game with your catch. I know you're very proud of that. What was it like during that play, being in the huddle, and then when you ran the routes, seeing the ball coming right at you?
When he called the play, I knew I was going out, and I was pretty excited about it. I didn't think maybe I ran maybe one or two routes the entire season. So when I finally got my number called, it was pretty cool. And then we ran the play, and I ran the hook safety right over the ball. And he just opened up. And actually, I asked him about it, and he said that in practice over his 5-year career, Matt Barr said he's never thrown the hook safety on that play. And it just so happens, corner stuck with their man, and safety's bailed out, and I was just sitting there wide open, and he just threw it to me. So that was a pretty good rush when I got the ball.
Looking ahead to this spring and what you've done so far, how, having gone through what you did last fall, helped in your transition this spring to being a full-time tight end?
I think it helped a lot. Coach Hendrickson, he really focused on he's really good at route running, and Drew always helped me out on what plays and what to do. And obviously this spring, Coach Moore coming in, he's more of an O-line type of guy. So coming from the O-line, so he's good at he teaches us how to block a lot better. And it's just everybody's just kind of putting in their own little mix into the kettle pot, and it's all coming out pretty well for I think everybody.
How do you see your tight end group fitting into this offense, and what positives do you think you guys can bring to the table?
I think we bring a lot to the table. We're getting more physical. We're getting better route running, and everybody's just getting better day to day, and that's all you can ask. And I feel like that's basically what the team is doing right now. And at the tight end group, I think we can be some of the best tight ends in the entire country.
Well, Alie, I know you and the rest of the tight ends have some very lofty goals for this year. What are some of the goals that you guys have this spring and then heading into the 2011 season?
I think some of our goals are just, every time we get the ball, we want to score, or every time we get our hands, on a defender, we're trying to block them, is just to put them in the dirt and, just get better every day. We don't necessarily have numbers just to get better, and as long as we're getting better and we're physical and we're fast and we're the meanest group on the field, then that's all we can ask for, and that's really about it.
You're part of a very good group and nucleus coming back of returning players. Last year's playoff experience and the success that the team had, how do you see that carrying over, confidence level or whatever factors, into this season? How do you think it's going to benefit you?
I think it gives us a lot of experience. We don't have a group of young guys who feel like we don't know what we're doing. We know what it takes to get there. We're trying to improve on that, though. We don't want to be only 8 wins. We want to get to 10, 11, 12, and even 13 and get to that national championship game.